Hi guys, thank you so much for visiting my channel. This is Jian. Today we're going to make Buttercream Terrazzo Cactus Cake. Let's get started. So what is terrazzo? Terrazzo started from a flooring material, mainly granite or marble chips set into the concrete, and they smooth it out and make it as a tile or any flooring materials. But now these days people use it for furniture or even a planting pot. It became a very popular materials for decorating. Let's use buttercream and make this terrazzo effect on our cake. For the base color, I'm going to make light gray color that has a hint of purple. Use black and purple from Wilton and add small amount of food coloring. After checking the color, I add additional violet color and I made this light gray color. Now I'm going to cover my cake smooth and straight as possible because I have to add the Terrazzo pattern sheet later. So when you're covering the cake, try to make it straight and smooth as possible. After covering the cake, please chill it in the fridge for at least an hour. The next step is making a giant cactus. I'm going to use this wine glass as my flower nail. I'm using this wine glass to have a sturdy base instead of using the bigger size flower nail. After adding the parchment paper, I'm going to add this mini size cake, which I cut it with 2¼ inch cookie cutter. If you don't have a cookie cutter, since it's so small, you can just cut it with your knife. I stacked 3 layers of cake for my cactus base. If you want to make a taller cactus, you can stack 4 layers and you can make the taller cactus as the one in the background. So once you're done stacking and covering with white buttercream, cover it again with green buttercream. Now we are going to pipe the individual leaves. Hold your piping bag in front of you and pipe it from top to bottom by adding a light curve. I would divide it into 4 or 5 sections and pipe the strokes first and then fill up the gaps. Now I'm done piping the body part. I'm going to chill the cactus in the fridge and finish the details at the end. Now I'm going to make 4 different colors for my terrazzo pattern. First color is the ocean green. I add royal blue, leaf green, and brown color. The second color is golden yellow and brown color. I made a darker orange color. And the third color is light lemon yellow color. And for the last color, I use royal blue and violet, and I add moss green from AmeriColor. Now we're going to make the terrazzo pattern sheet. I prepared 2 parts of parchment paper. Each of them are slightly longer than half of my cake tin, so I can have extra lengths for my cake. Now place the parchment paper on your countertop and start piping the patterns. Once you smooth out the patterns, it'll get more bigger and thicker, so keep that in your mind and pipe the patterns. First, I started with small dots and short lines, and then I start piping freeform shapes. When the terrazzo pattern sheets get longer, it's really hard to handle it, so if you're planning to cover a bigger size cake, I recommend you to have at least 2 or 3 parts of parchment paper to add the patterns. Now we're going to add the patterns on the cake. Make sure the buttercream is chilled enough. I'm going to use this hard paper. It's really flexible, but it's sturdy. Hold your patterns and start from the beginning part and tap a little bit with your hand and smooth it out with the hard paper. You can also use the fondant smoother. Gently apply the pattern onto your cake. So I have some extra pattern left. Don't smooth out if you have an extra part, just smooth the cake part, and once you're done, chill it for another hour or even more. My cake was chilled for an hour. I'm going to peel off this pattern. I'm so excited to see the patterns. These patterns look so cute on the cake. If I smooth it out a little bit harder and pressed it a little bit more, the pattern would have been more flat, but I'm really satisfied with this cake. Now it's time to finish up our cake. Add some buttercream on the top and smooth it out. And gently place your cactus on the cake. Also add some buttercream underneath the cactus to make it sturdy. If you're planning to transport this cake to somewhere else, you may need to add an extra support such as bamboo sticks or a lollipop stick. I'm going to use Wilton number 1 round tip to add the details. You can just finish up the top part by adding the spine details, but I'm going to add a small flower on the top. I used Wilton number 81 tip to make a small flower. The last step is adding your favorite cookie crumbs around the cactus. If you want to make a fine cookie crumb, the easiest way is using your blender. Now my cake is ready. If you enjoyed watching this video, please subscribe my channel. I'll come up with more tutorials.